Skip. Hey, cows, come on. Skip, back here, back here. Okay, now you can chase them. Go get them. Come on, guys. Come on. Skip, come here. Come on, girls. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Hey, 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 get out of here. Skip, go get him. Come on. Get. Come on, Skip. Get. Come on. Skip, go get him. Go get him. Skip, let's go get him. Well, guys, I'm not doing very good at teaching this dog to chase cattle when I want him to chase cattle. Any ideas how to do that? Anyways, good morning. Well, this morning is a beautiful, beautiful winter day. We've already had a busy day already today, and I'll tell you a little bit about what we've already done. And yesterday, we took a bale out. And it's way over there in the field. I don't even know if you can see it. But the cows are in the barn, and they weren't even about to come out. And so now we got to get them down so that they know the hay is there. There is no water at this end of the paddock and in the barn. So to drink water, they have to go down to the stream and or to the tub that runs all the time. And I'm thinking and hoping when they finally do get out there closer to the water, they'll smell and see that hay and head right over there. So hopefully that will work out very soon. Yesterday, like I said, we took the horses and took that bale of hay out there. It was pretty funny too, actually. We'll even show you a clip of it with a Skip. He kind of likes riding on these bales. So I'll show you that right now.
Before I show you that, we had a sleigh ride yesterday also, so here we are coming back from that.
Putting the sleigh away after a sleigh ride in the middle of a snow squall.
So here's Skip riding on his throne.
So I'm going to shut the gate. Actually, no, I don't think I am. I was going to, but I don't think I am. I want to keep the horses in here. The cows can come back into the barn if they want to, but I'm hoping and thinking that they'll probably go down where they belong. Here's a lady. to go down and get water and eat all your hay already. This morning, I had to leave early because I had to take my skid steer and my logging car up to Postmus College where I'm going to be logging. So I took them up there early and only half did the chores. Brenda had to leave also, so she didn't have a lot of extra time, so we only kind of half did the chores. And these are the only two that are outside right now. I was hoping to be able to head up and log even this afternoon with a couple horses, but I got a phone call this morning saying my trucker was coming to grab my red pine to go to an Amish sawmill that I'm selling them to. So I've kind of got to wait until he's done with that job. He's uploading right now, and we might even be able to get up there and catch a little video of him with the logs on his truck. But because of that, it's kind of put me in such that I won't be able to head to the woods this afternoon. It's just not enough hours in the day to do all that. So there's plenty of other stuff to do right around here. And so we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into and maybe share some of that with you. Skip, how am I going to teach you to chase cows when I want you to chase cows? You're a goofball. So as I come into the barn, you can see I haven't even cleaned the barns yet, but I just want to show you how Earl tends to lay down in his stall. I don't think I've ever had a horse do it quite like this. You know, all my horses will lay down at times in their stalls. People have asked about that. But for some crazy reason, this goofball lays way back in here on the manure. And it's been several times now I've seen him like this. It's not a big deal, except for it's a little bit harder for, I would have assumed, it's harder for a horse to get up. And like I said, he's the only one that does it this way. But it's kind of a habit he's gotten into. And as you can see, he has no problem getting up on his feet while he's laying down, even in that position. But anyhow, I can get these barns cleaned out and go on to some other project. Well, Paul, our trucker, just called and said he was on his way to the mill with the first load. So I told him I would go over on the first load just to make sure everything's good. So Skip and I are on our way there. And like I said, it's another sawmill, an Amish sawmill actually, that I haven't even been selling them any logs to, but they want a bunch of logs from Paul Smith. So I got these 2 loads of red pine that they wanted to start with. And Paul is up here getting himself situated. So these guys make sheds like some of the Amish do. And looks like he must have got some of the logs recently, because he didn't have any logs at all last time I was here. Oh, maybe they, yeah, I guess he did. So anyways, here's Paul with his load. Good sized load. He packed them right in there, those 12s. So that's great. So Paul's right at it here. And I'll tell you, this is one cold job for him up in that truck. Wind's blowing across here. Quite chilly. This is a pretty busy place right today. Got one shed headed out of here that the guy's loading up. So we have sheds going out and lumber coming in. I should say logs coming in. I'll just very discreetly show you their sawmill. They're not running the sawmill today. So I guess we'll get back to doing some other things back on the farm. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Brenda is brushing the fillies down right now, and I am going to shed this outer coat and do some work on their feet. And we want to talk a little bit about these fillies, so we'll set the camera up and do some talking.
What I was going to say is it's more fun to brush them during the middle of the day when they're not eating, because they like to pay attention and
stuff. When they're eating, they're like, you know.
They want to eat all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about these fillies. Of course, as you know, if you watch our channel, they're usually over in the other stalls. But now that Bill and Duke are outside at the moment, they're in here. Hey, leave it alone. Hey, Bree, leave it alone. And so, but we decided to bring them in these stalls here just because they're easy to work with. So anyways, we've been having a little bit of problems with these two in the other stalls. They haven't been handled like they should. Now, if for you guys that have young animals like this and think that they've got to be handled every single day, whenever they are, that's great. That's the best thing you could possibly do. But don't feel bad if you don't handle them and do what you should be doing with them every single day. It just generally does not work out that way. But if you don't, you need to expect that there's going to be some decline in how well they work for you. So even in their stalls over there, I've noticed some change in their attitude. So because of that, what I was doing when I let them out to water, which is one of the big things about handling these animals, at least I have to lead them to the water tub because of the way I have it set up. But I was kind of cheating there. I was just kind of unsnapping their lead rope and just letting them go on their own. Because of that, and that lack of handling, they started getting a change in attitude. And Brenda was seeing it too. They just were not doing so well. We weren't brushing them in those small stalls much at all. And they just were having a change of attitude. They're both a little bit on the skittish side anyways, and that's not a bad thing, but that's just the way they are. But all I did was to change that as I started to take them by their halter, back them out of their stalls, and lead them to the water tub. Then I would just let go, and then I'd get the other one. So it was very, very little handling, but just that tiny little bit of change in how I handled them by grabbing them by the halter made a world of difference. I'm also, I like to get them out and walk them around a little bit too, and I've done that very little. But it seems like whenever I do now, because of the handling they have when I lead them to the water tub, the leading outside is so much better. After a little bit, I hope to even lead them around outside so you guys can see how well they're doing. The other day, I let them around outside, and I actually opened the tailgate of the trailer and let them both right into the trailer, one at a time. You know, they were individually. The other one was in the barn, and they did really, really good. Another thing I'm doing now also is I'm fooling with their feet a little bit more when I bring them into these straight stalls. So even today, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fool with their feet a little bit, and I'll show you what I'm doing with that. And they're not that super with their feet, let me tell you, they really aren't. But they're okay. And I will, as soon as they're old enough to put in the stocks, they're going to be going in the stocks. They'll still get their feet handled a tiny little bit. In case of an emergency, I want to have them be able to handle their feet. But still, the majority of the feet work is done in the stocks. And I actually took Bree in the stocks for the first time the other day. And today, I'd like to even take her into the stocks and even do maybe her front feet. I don't know, we'll see. But it does make it so much easier on me with the shoeing stocks. So.
Don't you think though that, you know, that little bit of handling you were doing with the halter and stuff, if you hadn't done your initial, all that work,
absolutely.
To the fact that you had done that.
And the stuff that I did for the first, 4 months or even 3 months of their lives, I handled both these girls quite a lot because they were right here close by, and I would handle them daily. And that is imprinted into them so that when I do start all over again, it takes very little time to get them to be back where they were. And so it doesn't take long for them to improve as soon as I get my hands on their halters and start kind of all over again, but just a very short period of time, and they're doing great again.
And for me, this morning I let them to water, and if I put the lead rope on, at least for me, it makes me feel so much more comfortable, and they just led so well.
Yeah.
I just like the lead rope myself, not just the halter.
It is surprising. I will teach them on a lead rope, and then if I don't lead them by the halter very much, they don't always lead the best with just the halter. They're leading fine, but I just do so much more with the lead rope that it does make a difference. Anyways, I'm going to pick their feet up a little bit and fool with their feet, and then I'm going to take them outside and go for a walk. when I'm doing videos, I have a very difficult time trying to decide how much stuff I should show and how much stuff I shouldn't. And so I'm surely not going to show every feat that I deal with here. But I just want to show you a few things that I'm doing. And I've talked about this before, and I'm not the one to be the expert at feet work, but it's really pretty basic and to do at this early stages. So as I slide my hand down their legs, now with June, she was doing this so good at even weeks old. So she does really, really good. So I just take my knife here and I kind of clean it out. She desperately needs a trim, which I should be doing even right now. But when you do this, that's one thing. But when you start and get your foot around her foot like this, that's a totally different thing. They're more apt to fight it a little bit. She's doing really good this afternoon. But as you can see, she desperately needs a trimming. And I've got to get to that soon. Anyways, I let her foot down. Now go to her hind foot. You know, slow and steady wins the race in this foot handling business. So, here we go. So as I just brush her and let my hand slide down her leg like this, I come to right here, and boom, she picks right up. I must say she's doing better even than she normally does. I guess she likes to be on camera. But anyways, I take my knife and kind of clean her hoof out and see and realize, wow, she needs to be trimmed. And of course, I've known this for a few weeks now, and I just haven't got it done.
Can I?
While I'm right here, though,
If somebody doesn't know anything about it,
cut a little bit of this frog off while I'm right here.
is that what you're saying? She really needs, because it's high up, right? The frog.
It's because nothing to do with the frog really. It's this right here. More so, you can see it more so back here. I'm a little bit embarrassed even to show it because what it's showing is not getting it done when it should. But see how high this should be cut off right there. So you could, you know, a good quarter of an inch will be taken right off here when we do it, and then the frog will be cleaned up, and we'll rasp it all down so it's kind of a round hoof so that it's not too apt to get caught on things and break off. So anyhow, that's all we're doing whenever we can to work on their feet. And you guys that do it every day, more power to you. You're not going to regret it. But as I, you know, for myself, I do have a lot of other stuff going on, and it's hard to do, and it is for most people. But all you can do is the best you can do, and try to keep at it. So I'm going to take these gals out, both of them one at a time, and give them a quick walk around the driveway, and see if maybe they'll go into the trailer. And then I'm going to put Bree into the shoeing stocks, and I'll show you how she's doing there.
One more thing. If you're new to the channel, June and Bree are sisters.
Full sisters.
Full sisters, and this Baron is their dad. So.
And Lady, the one I showed you outside this morning, that's their mom.
So she's a Belgian and he's Suffolk Punch.
Okay, I think I'm going to put my coat back on because it's a little chilly out there. The beauty about handling these young animals at this age, they learn to back at a very young age because they have to back out of their stalls. I say they have to back out. They don't have to. They could turn, but spinning them out of their stalls is something that you can do if you absolutely had to. But when they're young like this, if you haven't handled them a lot, you may only get them to back up 1 or 2 steps, and then you'll still have to turn them out of their stalls. But when you get them to the point where you can back them completely out of their stalls, it's very rewarding to you as the trainer, but it's also just great on the young animal. Isn't that right, June? Ready to go for a walk? Now, I know I've shown leading these young animals around this yard so many different times. I guess I would say the one reason I do it is if you've got horses of your own, the importance of it is huge. The more you can put hands on these horses and deal with them, the better horses they're going to be for a lifetime. It's just so important. Enough? Come here. One thing I would suggest when you're dealing with horses in the wintertime is make sure you have good footwear and make sure the terrain wherever you're walking is not too slippery. If you've got to struggle just to stand on your own feet, you're going to have a very difficult time with the animal you're trying to train because you can't even handle it yourself. So I'm going to just go walk down to the front of the house. Can you open the trailer for us, Brenda?
Yeah.
What's the matter? When it's cold in the wintertime, these young animals, if they haven't been getting a lot of exercise outside, if they're staying in the barn for a day or so or whatever, they've got a lot of extra energy too you got to be concerned with in the process of training them. So like I said the other day, she came right up in here beautifully. That doesn't mean she's going to today, and we'll just have to see. So I don't try to push her too fast and let her just come like she would normally come to me. I mean, come here.
I don't think Skip's helping over here. Scratching and stuff.
Come here. Definitely not. Skip, you got it. Hey.
Skip!
Oh. Well, she was good, but she wasn't perfect. The other day she was perfect. She walked right in. It took a while today for her to want to jump in. I might have even edited a little bit of that out of there. But generally, she was very good. And I'm not complaining at all. Some days they're great, some days not so. Careful. Okay. So we'll take her in and get Bree because I want to get to trimming at least some of her feet today. All right. Once again, I've shown this a million times, but letting an animal go through places like this where it's kind of a lot of stuff going on is really nice. Come here. Come here. My snap froze up on me. Hate these snaps. There we go. Get a Bye. Bye. Water? Thirsty, huh?
I was thinking when I was brushing her, I felt like I was brushing her mom, like her conformation and her front shoulders and stuff. Reminded me of her mom.
All right, come here. Hey, hey.
Here we go again.
Hey, Skip, get out of there. Okay. Come here. Come here. Bree. Bree, come here. Come here. Bree. Come here. There. Good girl. Good girl. All right, come here. Come here. Come here. Heffa. We were asked recently about why we didn't use this barn here for more stalls. And if you look closely, Bree is she's a year and a half old now. And look at her height of her head going through this barn. Come here. Careful, careful,
She's not gonna be able to go through here anymore.
careful. No, it comes a time where we give up bringing horses through this barn.
I think now's the time.
So let's see if we can get her into the shoeing stocks. Watch out, Skip. Hey. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. And I want you to hold this rope. Where'd you go? Ooh. Oop. Oop. Okay, so over here, for you guys that don't know, I have straps to go over the top of their backs. Just try to call me.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question for you. The answer to this no, that's no problem whatsoever. Right not that. So I made this little video this morning, and I kind of brought you up a little bit, and I thought about Kyle Bree being MI as tough as Jim Gordon.
That's funny.
So anyway, I thought I'll ask permission before I did that or whatever. If you don't want to do that, no problem whatsoever.
No, that's perfectly fine.
Good deal. Yeah, I'll post it here probably tonight or something. If
Okay.
everything goes right. And if there's anything about it you don't like, whatever, just call me and I'll take it down.
I'm sure it's fine. So are you logging today? Hey, just a second. Guys, I'm on the phone right now. I'm talking with I'm making a video too, John. I'm talking with a guy from down south that is logging with his horses, and he's actually got a YouTube channel. So I believe it's called. Remind me again, John. I should know what it is, but
Down the trail logging.
down the trail logging. Young man with a nice pair of red roans that he vlogs with. So you guys can go check him out too. But anyways.
Awesome. Well, I really do appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Sounds good. So you are logging today. I'm trying to do some shoeing. I got moved up to my Paulsmith's job, and I thought I could get started this afternoon, but I can't. So I'm doing a little trimming on the little fillies I have today. So that's a good thing too.
You doing it yourself, or you having your parents?
I'll do this myself. You know, for these young ones, especially the first few times, I kind of like to do it myself. And
Amen with that.
actually, this is my year and a half old, and I've put her in the stocks for the first time. And I'm curious to see how she does. Anyways, you have a good day. We'll see you later. Yep. As tough as Jim Gordon.
What?
He's going to name his video, I'm not as tough as Jim Gordon. Talking about working in the cold weather.
Oh.
That's funny. Okay, so where was I? So, these straps here go over, or chains, I should say, go over their back. And then this here goes underneath their belly. Of course, she's never had this before, so I'm going to, there you go, gal. I don't think she's ever had this on. Do you remember any reason why she would have, Brenda?
No, you had her in here, but I don't think you did.
Well, I had her in here a few days ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't know
You
if
didn't do that, I
So
don't
any sort of vet thing that we might have done. I don't think we've ever done anything with
I
it.
don't think so.
So, but anyways, that's what we do. We come over here, Brenda.
Coming.
We hitch this up. So the strap on the top of her back is for if she tries to do a lot of jumping, like a kind of a crow hopping type of thing. That stops that from happening. And then the straps on the bottom, of course, helps her so she doesn't fall down. Some horses will actually kind of lay right down into them, and they just kind of, it holds them up. I don't like to have a horse do that, but sometimes it does happen. Here we go. So now that that's all done, what I do is, it's stuck a little. I have this one strap, and I'll put that around her ankle. Like so. And then most of my mature horses, I don't even hitch them. I'll take this lead rope and use this lead rope. But since she's young, I'll just probably keep that tied, and I'll get another lead rope.
You're doing good. Really good. You just need some company, right? It's okay. He's coming. Doing really good.
Okay, so now I have a lead rope here. I'll connect that into the ring. And I'll see if I can't get her foot to come up. A lot of horses that actually lift their feet up great on the floor, when they're in this apparatus, until they're used to it, they do not want to pick their feet up. So it's a struggle to get their feet to come up. I would rather have that foot ahead a little bit. Come here. Get this foot up. Oh. Okay, now lift this foot. Atta girl. Wow.
Bend it, honey.
Yep. Oh. Okay, so I got her hoof in my hand. Easy girl. So now, I usually start this rope through this hole, through this right here before I get going, and I did not. So now, I got that. I put my foot on that rope. Easy girl. Easy girl. And then I put this strap around her leg nice and tight. So, easy girl. It's very important to have this stuff tight, because the more give there is, the more she's apt to fight it. The tighter she is in it, the less she'll fight and the faster she'll give up on it. There's times, especially if the horse fights, that I won't even shoe them or trim their feet. I would just get them used to the stops, which might be what I'll do today. Nah, I think I'll probably do something because I really need to trim her feet. But it usually doesn't take very long, and they get over fighting. They realize fighting is just trouble and easy, and they just don't have to. They realize there's plenty of straps to hold them up. See, these are pretty, no, they're not that tight. But anyways, I should bring my box over here, but I'm not gonna bother because I wanna kind of do it fast. I really don't wanna even show what I'm doing because I'm no, easy. I'm no shoer. Oh. Easy. 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 She's had her feet trimmed quite a few times on the floor, but she's never been super good at it. And that's my fault because I haven't taken the time to get her to stand really good on her feet. She has very tough hooves. I can feel that. Sometimes they're soft. Hers are nice and tough, which is good. The secret to trimming is to be able to get off the hoof off as flat and nice as possible, so you have very little rasping to do. To keep a flat hoof. So I'm going to take a little bit of the frog off. I normally have a pretty sharp knife, but it doesn't seem to be too sharp today.
Skip's a cleanup crew.
I just can't do it with this coat on. You're doing good, girl. She's got tough feet. Easy, girl. Easy. Easy, girl. So now I'm just kind of rolling the corners off a little bit so it's not, so it's kind of smooth. And that's all I'm going to do to her right now for today. The idea is to have real short sessions so it doesn't bother her. Now what I would normally do, and I don't think I'm going to bother doing it now, although I might, is I would come up here, pull her hoof up onto this spot right here and run the string through there and just rasp her foot down a little bit. But the way her hoof looks, I'm not going to bother. I'm happy with that just the way it is for her first time in the shoe and stocks. I think that's going to do it for today's video. And I get this job done before we move on to something else. So we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Okay guys, that did not take me very long at all. Did I do a super job? No. But that really wasn't the point of what I did today. The point of what I did today is to get her used to the stocks. But it was kind of a dual purpose. She was good on all 4 feet, so I decided I was just going to do the front feet, but I decided to do all 4 and get it done. And just by taking off that mat of hoof, leveling it up a little bit, so it's pretty darn good, smoothing out the rough edges. That'll give her a couple more months of time without needing any more work. And she was so good in the stock. She fought me a little bit at times, but it's expected, but she did really good. So now, let's get her out of here. And I'm going to let the 2 fillies outside for a little while yet this afternoon to get some exercise. Come here.